Hey guys, this is Joe with Youngblood Family Farm, and working on the tractor. I shared this on recent Facebook club Kubota group, and we ran into some mouse issues. So I want to share what I had to do and what I'm doing to prevent future mouse issues. So forgive me if I'm a little squinty, but I've got a halogen flood lamp right now, kind of showing the way in the dark barn. So recently I've been kind of investigating on the Kubota how to hook up auxiliary LED lights. Snow plowing's coming. I'm finding myself working in the dark, and with a front end loader, lights are no good. So investigating how to go about it, I looked past the steering wheel, and I have a B3300, and there's a little rubber boot that goes in between the dash and the steering wheel. And as I looked past it, I found a lot of mouse damage, mouse packings. There was clearly a nest in there. I'm not going to say Kubota had a poor design, but it's well, take a look. So the mouse nest was inside this cavity. You can see there's a small plastic housing. There's my filler cap. And this is my dash panel with the gauges. And then right in here is my fuel tank. And this is my tachometer cable. As I look past the steering column, this was all just full of mouse packings. Let me back up a little bit. Completely full of mouse packings. And you know, to pull the dash off, the only tool you need is you need a socket to pull to loosen up the steering column, and then it is just splined. So it pulls off steering wheel pulls off really easily, and then you just got to adjust your throttle there to pull that off. But it was completely full. So I posted on the Facebook group like, hey, what do I do? So let me show you the damage that happened. And you can see that we had wires completely chewed off. And one of the suggestions said, sit down with some soldering iron and wire and just start putting them back together. And I thought about that long and hard. I didn't know how much that would cost. The damage was actually just in this little wiring loom. And so after investigating it, I was able to get the part from Messick's. They are a big tractor shop, and I was able to get the replacement. Let me show it to you. It is in there. So I was able to get this replacement, and spoiler, yep, that's what I'm working on. And so I was able to get that replacement for the part was $143. So add shipping on there, it was $158 to my door. I could have ordered it from the local Kubota dealership for $156, but I still would have had tax, and I would have had a 40-minute drive to go pick it up. And the weight was about the same. Shipping took 2.5 days, and it would have been at least that at the Kubota dealership. So good job, Messick's, however you pronounce it. Really impressed with their sites. I believe this is where I got the old steel hat too. And so $158, yeah, I could have saved $1, but time, it's all about time. So how am I going to prevent it? I'm not going to put the dash back together. The dash is super simple. Like I said, you just got to unbolt the steering wheel. How am I going to prevent it? Talked to a lot of guys. One guy on the Facebook group said to use, there's a rodent-proof tape. So I don't know what it has, or if there's some kind of fiber inside of it. I thought about using like the tree tape that I have. I have some tree tape for my orchard. Thought about trying to use some of that. And finally, I talked to some farmers, and you know, they store their combines, they store their grain trucks, and they found after rewiring their machines over and over and over, and like pulling, you know, headliners out and pulling all the stuff out. Dryer sheets. Said dryer sheets work well, so I had a few dryer sheets, zip tied them on kind of loosely so I can clip them off in the future, and I'm going to see how that works through the winter. I don't want to keep a cat in my barn. Snakes won't make it through the winter, and yeah, I just don't want to clean up a cat. You know, droppings everywhere. They'll probably do a good job with mice, but consequences, right? So I'm gonna give the dryer sheets a shot. I'm gonna probably pull that little rubber boot back periodically and see. If you own a Kubota and you park your tractor in a barn, I would pull that little rubber boot back and look underneath there with a flashlight. Now, I wasn't overly concerned with the tractor will start up without that dash there. Lights won't work. Tachometer won't work, but it will start up. You could rev it up. So none of that is necessary for operation, except the tachometer is kind of nice. You know, turn the lights on is pretty nice, but I don't know if a fire could have developed. Possibly, you know, there's a low voltage there, some really flammable material. You figure it out, right? So that was my issue. That's how I resolved it. And I'm using dryer sheets. And if it works, good. And if it doesn't work, I guess hopefully I'm not out on our 158 bucks. So this is Joe, Youngblad Family Farm. Here at Adequate Acres, we're the fine line between surviving and thriving. So take care. Bye.